So what we're going to do today is take our sentence. There are half steps between B to C and E to F, and we're going to apply that to our musical alphabet. Now these are also called natural notes, and natural notes are just your actual musical alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. And they don't contain any sharps or flats, if you're familiar with those are. It's just your musical alphabet. Now the nice thing about all this is if you have that memorized, there are half steps between B to C and E to F, then all the rest are easy because there are whole steps between all the rest of our musical alphabet. So I think that about covers what I want to talk about here. The best thing to do is just to go for it. So let's get at it. Okay, so we're going to start out with the E string. Obviously, this is start in A, so it's not going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We start with E. So it's going to be E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so on. So what I'm going to do is we really supposed to play the open E first. But I'm going to skip that for right now. We're going to come back to that. We're going to start with F. That's at the first fret. Here's F. What's our next note in the musical alphabet? That would be G. Is that B to C or E to F? No. Like I said before, if it's not B to C or E to F, then we have a whole step contained between our two notes. So, it's not B to C or E to F, so I go F up to G, and then I'm going to go up a whole step. After G, starts our musical alphabet again, A, so it goes G to A. Between G to A is a whole step. That's because it's not B to C or E to F. A to B, again, is a whole step. Not B to C or E to F. B to C, yes, that's one of our half steps. C to D, again, not B to C or E to F, so we go up a whole step. D to E, go up a whole step. Not B to C or E to F. Then E to F. Yes, that's our other half step. So before we move back down, I want you to notice something. Right here at the 12th fret, it's the same exact notes as your open notes. It's just up an octave. So we have an E, E, A, oh, wrong spot. E, E, A, D, D, G, G, B, B, E, E. So these notes at the 12th fret, most of the times you have two dots, dots for markers on the 12th fret. These are the same as your open notes. And this is like two different necks. Here's one neck, here's another neck. This first dot over here is a G. If I go past the 12th fret, go that first dot over here. G. Second dot's an A, B, B, and so on. So it's like a whole, like two different necks. Okay, so let's now move back down the neck. You have to remember, we're not going to always be going up the neck. We're not going to be playing some chords up the neck and move the next string up the neck. Music moves in both directions, and we have to move back down also. So we went all the way up. Now we got to go back down. F to E. Now this can start to be a little bit tricky because if you're not used to going backwards with your alphabet. And you got, this is our E down to our D, and then D down to C, C to B. Now, if you start to get confused, here's something that you can do. You can just really take your time at first. So you go, okay, C. What's before C? B. Let's see, B to C. Oh, that's a half step. So I gotta go down a half step. Alright, B, what's before B? A. A to B. No, that's not half step. That's a whole step. It's not B to C or E to F. Alright, A. And then you do the same thing. What's before that? G. It's not either one of those. This G to A isn't one of the half step points. I go down the whole step. And then G to F. It's not one of those two spots, so that's a whole step. Now we have F to E. What it is our open note. So we're going to go back here for a second. We got here at the 12th fret, that was E to F. Remember, E is like the open string. So what we can do to better visualize this is we can put our finger over here on the other side of the fret. This is what I'll call the imaginary fret. So it'll be easier to see. So E goes up a half step to F, E to F. Eventually you'll be going E, F. But it's good to visualize it. So you can pretend there's a fret here. Go E, half step to F, F to G, G up a whole step to A up a whole step to B, B up a half step to C, that's B to C is our half step point, C to D, D to E, and don't be confused with D to E. E is the second one. D to E is not a half step, it's E to F, and that's what we have next. E to F. Then you want to do it backwards. F down a half step to E, whole step down to D, whole step down to C, whole step half step down to B. B to C is a half step. B to A is a whole step. A to G is a whole step. G to F is a whole step. Finally, F to E is a half step, or F to E, if you need that extra visual. So there you go. There are your natural notes on the E string. Now we need to apply this to all the rest of the strings. So what you start out with, best thing to start out with is your imaginary fret. A lot of people go, okay, A, B. But no, if we go from here to here, that's a half step. There's no half step between A and B. So it has to go A, imaginary fret, up 2 frets, to B. B to C is a half step. C to D is a whole step. D to E is a whole step. E to F is our half step. F to G is our whole step. G to A is a whole step. Then you can go back down. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, E. Eventually you'll be able to go up and down pretty easily, also going down that quick. I'm going through it a little quicker so we can get through all these strings. I think you got the idea of what you need to do here. So D, imaginary fret, D up a whole step to E, E to F is a half step, F to G is a whole step, G to A is a whole step, A to B is a whole step, B to C is a half step, and C to D is a whole step. So now backwards. D to C, down a half step to B, whole step down to A, whole step down to G, whole step down to F, half step down to E, and then our open D. Here's our G, here's imaginary fret, G to A is a whole step, A to B is a whole step, B to C is half step, C to D is whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F is half step, and F to G is our whole step. Again, backwards. G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. Our B string. B, up a half step to C, then D, E, half step up to F, G, A, and B. If you want to go one more to C, that's okay too. Let's do that backwards. B, A, G, F, E, half step there, F to E, D, C, and B. Here's our E. E, F, G, A, B, C is up a half step, D, E, and F. I always like to go up to the F on the E string. F, E, there's our D, C, E, A, G, F, E, or F, E if you want to use your imaginary fret. So there you go. There's all your natural notes on all the strings. Just work through that up and back down. Okay, so there you go. There are all of your natural notes on all the strings. So make sure you can go up each string and then turn around and go right back down. Because remember, when you're playing, you're not always going to be going up. You got to move back down. So get these down really well, and then later on we'll take some power chords and apply this to the power chords too. But until then, just work on this, get this down, and we'll see you in the next lesson.